Hello everyone. Today we have a renowned IT professional with us. Her name is Dipti, and I'm going to ask directly from her who is she and what does she do. Hi Dipti, how are you doing?
Hi Sandeep, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me here.
It's a pleasure. So Dipti, if you could tell us something more about yourself, who are you and what do you do exactly as a professional?
Sure. So my name is Dipti Chhatrapati and I'm modern workplace architect at Applied Information Science. It's a US based company and I have around 12 years of experience with the IT industry and I love working with the Microsoft technologies. I think we have previously even connected for writing a book on Microsoft,
Right,
which is right.
right.
So that has been my passion since last 7, 8 years now.
Right. So Dipti, I've seen that you have worked a lot for Microsoft on Microsoft technology. So is there a particular reason why are you so closely associated with Microsoft? Is there anything that you like about them?
Definitely. When I really, started knowing about what IT industry is and what our technologies are, it was my experience in the second company where I get to know more about SharePoint technologies. And I really started liking it because through that learning, I get to know a lot more about Microsoft community
Right,
because I always had challenges in my day-to-day, business functions and even
right.
with the customer. So that kept me motivated working in my career and since then I just never stopped liking SharePoint.
Wow,
And
wow.
now
So,
I'm exploring a lot more than that in Microsoft
wow.
technologies.
So we will come to that later on. So right now I would want you to start from the very beginning and take us through your childhood. We would like to have a glimpse of your life. So if you could tell us how were you as a child and where were you born and where were you brought up, where was your schooling and everything.
Oh, sure. Well, I was born in a family where when my parents were really struggling to make their shaping their life from
Right.
village to city like Ahmedabad,
Okay.
and I'm only girl child in my family and was very pampered in my childhood.
Okay.
And in terms of studies, I was not really clever and till primary school. I started taking studies very seriously when I went, from the high schools. And in my 10th standard, I got a distinction. And why these marks and things are still in my mind because I think that if I had a good marks in even in the 12th standard, I think I had a good marks, but not up to the mark
Okay.
because I always wanted to go for the medical line, and
Okay.
then I couldn't make it up. And
Okay.
that time it was really tough for me to face because I never thought of going for any kind of engineering field, and it was just a 5 minutes to make a decision. And then I just I made a decision based on my father advice.
Okay.
And because I never thought of going for the medical line or even my own personal interest was more at fashion technologies. But
Okay.
then I just believed my father, and he was learning that time about more on a computer and how it may take, how it will evolve over the time in future. It was
Right.
really interested, and so I agreed with him. But during my college time, I never liked computer engineering.
Okay.
Uh, like I was not really interested because I believe that if you want to do something, the first thing is your interest. And if it is not there, even though if you are putting a lot of efforts, you will not be able to make it up.
Right.
And so I was always, participating in extracurricular activities, and the study was always just, passing all the subjects because I was
Okay.
also facing challenges to understand the subjects even in the English language because that was really tough for me at that time. And I never had a big goal to continue with the job or earning so amount of money. I
Right.
just wanted to complete my study and settle down, get married, and just like any normal girl.
Okay.
And yeah, so but then my I had a turning point of my life when I lost my father in car accident,
Okay.
and
I'm
then
sorry.
life was never similar for me.
Okay.
So I realized that now I have to I have to I have I have to make a lot of efforts even for uh, gaining a very little things. Uh, the challenges really increased
Right.
day by day because
Right.
I didn't knew how people behave. I didn't know what life is because I
Right.
was always under the roof of my dad, and I was always pampered around my family. So
Right.
I didn't knew like what I always felt that the people are always
Good.
good and supportive.
Right.
That never happens always, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
Um, yeah, so those are the challenges I had, and gradually I took up into the IT industry.
Wow. So it's a nice, inspiring story you have there. So, is there any particular incident that you would like to cite? You said that you came across many interesting and challenging moments. So, from your school or college days, is there anything interesting that you would like to share?
Well, definitely. Although that is not about the IT, IT knowledge or IT industry, because I never, focused more on the software engineering.
Right.
Software engineering was just the subject for me to pass.
Okay.
Uh, but as I said that I was always, taking taking a part in extracurricular activities, and I was very passionate about dance.
Okay.
So every 6 months there was any technical event happening, and there was a small there used to be a small functions where uh,
Right.
students from colleges used to perform group dances or solo dances. Although being introvert person, I was not very, I was not very comfortable doing any group dances. So I always used to perform solo dances. I remember I used to spend about half an hour every day in dance
Wow.
practice,
Wow.
no matter what happens. Like
Wow.
even even I used to choreograph dance steps while writing my exam. I was that passionate,
Okay.
and
So, I'm not sure why you left that, because then you would have equally been famous in dance as you are in IT.
so throughout 4 years of my engineering, I never got a prize for dance, and that always made me feel bad.
Okay.
Like wow, because everybody was appreciating my dance. Yeah. So then it was my final year of engineering, and then again, as usual, there was a dance competition, and that time I felt like if this time I will not get a prize, then I will never ever perform any dance in my life.
Okay.
And judges have decided judges have decided the second and third place, and then I realized, okay, now I am a gone case, because throughout the 4 years I never got a prize for second and third place. uh, and suddenly at first place judges decided my name.
Wow.
uh, it was really surprising, and I will never forget that moment, even though it was not really important for my current career.
Yeah. Yeah.
But based on that incident, I always get inspiration to do hard work and believe
Wow.
in myself.
So it is quite unusual that you got awarded and that inspired you. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. And what I would like to understand is, suppose today I give you three options. You can go for medical, you can go for dance, and you can go for IT. So which one you would choose? And if you go back to your graduation days.
Oh, that's an interesting question. So, um, so if I have these three options, and if I want to, if I go back to the time,
Right.
definitely I will be choosing IT field.
Okay. Okay. So no regrets there. I guess you are quite happy with what you are doing.
Absolutely.
Great. Great. So, tell us more about like what happened after you completed your graduation. Did you go for PG or did you go for your career making? How did it?
Um, sure. So after my graduation, my goal was, just to get married and never ever go for the job, because
Okay.
that was never my mindset. And but unfortunately, some incident happened, and I didn't had other choices. Now I had a bigger challenges, because then I had to go for job while I didn't have a good marks in my graduation. I didn't have any financial support or the guidance from my father, or the mentors we usually have, because in the college I never focused more on my study. Um, so for 1 year I have been learning about Microsoft .NET technology, thinking that probably this will be giving me an entry in a good company to get the job. But uh, then I started interviewing at many places. I couldn't get into cracking the interview, because I was facing um, issues with the communication skills, issues with no experience, and of course the less month. So then I had to choose for the work, which something related to IT, but it was not something which I really wanted to pursue. But then instead of doing nothing, uh, having that job and learning about what I can do in future, I just accepted it. And that was my first job. I started with 3,500 per month.
Oh, okay. That's quite
And
nice.
yes, and then I thought like, okay, with this I will be studying more on other technologies, or maybe other skills. But unfortunately I couldn't make it up, because somewhere I was really pressured for getting married rather than focusing on the career, which is
Right.
kind of how the society thinks,
Yeah. Yeah. It
and
is usually the case.
family are pressurized for that.
Right.
So but I think because of that I started feeling happy with my work. And then I realized, okay, if I have done engineering, and if I have some kind of experience, I must go for the programming. I don't wanted to go for something which is really monotonous. And then I started learning more in the programming, and looking for other jobs where I can, have a responsibility of for the coding, and understanding the requirement, implementing the solutions.
Right.
And although I was not getting the job very easily, one day my mother came across with, because she always read newspaper while I don't. So she came across with the job description with the NGO, where they didn't need any sort of marks in the graduation. So uh, then she just told me that you should try that. I was like, okay. Although I was somehow interested for the Microsoft technologies, I started working with the PHP programming, because that is what the requirement was. And then I thought like, okay, somewhere this is into the programming, so I think I will get what I want. And it was really interesting working with the intranet applications they had. Uh, but fortunately, I would say fortunately, they wanted to work with the Microsoft documents, and
Okay.
those documents didn't support with the PHP application. So
Okay.
they had to then move to the SharePoint technology, and that's where
Okay.
I got a chance to learn more about SharePoint and
Okay. Interesting.
Microsoft Community.
Okay. So I'm sure you had your own share of challenging moments. So was there really a very tough time that you faced, and how would a professional you'd advise can get out of such situation, like not getting a good job or getting, continuing lingering on a poor pay?
Yes, definitely. I think everybody is having their own set of goals and interest and what they want. In the beginning, what I wanted is a job that can give me learning opportunities and also some sort of financial independence. So that was the basic thing I was looking for. And uh, Sandeep, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here able to hear you. Please.
Okay, 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 yeah. So that was I was looking for, and uh, I never thought like, okay, I want to go for some sort of pay or I must because I have this much of experience, I should be earning this much. That was never my thought processes. What I wanted is having a learning opportunities and most importantly the good environment around. If you surround yourself with the very like-minded people, you automatically improve. So
Right.
I think uh, I think having good understanding on what where your interest is and then working on it with consistency is most important.
Right. Right. So, yeah, there are some good pointers for our audience on how they can do better. So, like talking about your interest on Microsoft technologies, so I can understand now that there you developed a passion for Microsoft technologies and you learned more. So then, how did you achieve much more than that? You went on for attending conferences in foreign countries. You went on to become a Microsoft director. So how does all that happen? Because that is much more than a normal professional.
Oh, really? Thank you so much for saying that. But so while I was working with the SharePoint technologies and the projects and in the company, I was not only limiting my network around within the company, but I was always moving forward with the connecting with the people who are online, whether it's through Twitter or LinkedIn or even Facebook. And um, while working with the problems I was facing in my project, I was always posting. So the moment I get a question, I always post in the Microsoft forums, and that's where I get connected with the people, even outside of India. And while doing that, not only I got a solution for my problems, but then I got connected with the
Wow.
similar mindset, right? And that's how I met one of the Microsoft MVP, and I really got connected with him, and we used to discuss not only the technical life or career life, but also personal life.
Wow.
And he always mentored me like how should I perceive with the Microsoft community,
Okay.
what kind of certification I should go for, what kind of task I can do. And then I realized outside India there are a lot of conferences happening,
Right.
there are a lot of events are happening. Why not in India? And that was the first questions I felt like it should be happening here as well. And then I started working for it. I started connecting with the many other people through his connections.
Right.
And while I was doing that, I was also, working on writing a book on Team Foundation server. Although that was not, my that was not on a SharePoint technologies, but
Okay.
then it was really great opportunity for me to learn about Team Foundation server, which is also really important for managing the software development within the team. And now nowadays it's called as a DevOps. So
Okay.
because of that that achievement, I I I got involved with the conference outside,
Right.
and I think that it was the first conference I applied for, which was a SharePoint Saturday Dubai, and that's where I was not quite sure whether I would be selected, but fortunately I did, and I was really happy about that. And
Okay.
since then, I never stopped, participating in the conferences.
Wow.
That was my first entry point where I made a connection with many other SharePoint
Wow.
MVPs around the world,
Wow.
and then things just started with that from
Okay.
there.
Okay. So from there, from your first conference, is there a number that you can give us? How many conferences you have attended or organized or given?
I have never counted the numbers, but
Okay. Okay.
uh, around 15, 20.
Wow.
It's not really a very high number, because
But
I know
yeah,
people around me are working really hard. Like
it's
I never,
relative actually. In India, if I say 15, it is a good number. Right.
I'm not sure, because I think people around me are doing much more better than
Yeah,
me.
because you are directly connected to specialized Microsoft people, and for us, laymen like us, even that number is quite high. So it's interesting. Like you started with one conference, and then you went on to do so much for Microsoft technologies. And how do you find that the Microsoft community, the efforts being taken by Microsoft, do you think that they are taking enough efforts to spread the use of Microsoft technology in India and across the world?
Absolutely. I think in India, it's been started since last 3, 4 years. Community are really emerging in Bangalore, in Pune. I think in Mumbai it's a little bit slower, because in Mumbai people are more on fun side, and they don't
Right.
spend
Upon
much
artistic is
over weekend, but that's fine. I mean, it's up to them. But
right, right,
yeah, so I have seen that people are more participation, even as a speaker or even as attendees. And then there are a lot of events happening, mainly in the Bangalore or even in the north side of India. And
right.
then there are now Microsoft is also facilitating the community leaders with the bootcamp events. And since this is the critical time, which due to coronavirus, there are a lot of virtual events are happening. In fact, I have participated last month in one of the global virtual event. It was incredible experience. So
Okay.
I think attending conference is always giving a more positivity and change your perspective
Right.
towards your career and your thought processes.
Right, right, right. So I have been following you closely on different social media websites since we are connected, and I see that you are taking a lot of efforts. And recently, also, I saw that some other initiative is coming up where people are you are asking people to come and join. If you could brief us like what it is, and can a novice like me or someone who is just trying to start up, can they join, and how it will work out?
Definitely, because these are the free events, right? So all the community events are free, so anybody can join. There is no what you have to invest is just your time.
Wow. So, like a young professional, would you suggest them that they should go for this if they have keen interest in IT and if they want to make a career? And how would it shape up? Would they be able to earn a good living by learning these technologies?
Absolutely, but before that, it is really important to understand what's their interest is.
Right,
Because money can be earned in every level and in everywhere.
right,
When you are, just making a pani puri or on the street, or you are,
yeah,
creating a product. There is so money can be earned in many different ways. But what we need to identify is where our interest is. Once you are clear with that, you find out how you can learn the fundamentals, which is
right.
most important. And to do so, I would highly encourage to go for the Microsoft certification, because
Okay,
then that's where you will see the whole big picture of the
okay,
technology. And then the start from the small part of it. and
Okay.
understand how it works, and
Okay.
then try to implement the same in
Okay.
your hands-on experience at work.
Okay. Okay. So, like it will act as a stepping stone, those certifications, right?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So if I talk about the Microsoft director, it like sounds very fancy. So if someone wants to become a Microsoft regional director, what efforts that does that person need to take?
Well, first of all, if anybody want to be a Microsoft regional director, they should never be thinking that I want to be Microsoft regional director,
Okay,
because that's not a job position. It's a kind of award that people from Microsoft senior level, or even the one who is already RD, they identify, they feel that if yes, if particular person is doing a lot of hard work towards community, if they have any remarkable achievements, then they will definitely approach you. So what you need to do is, if you have a passion, you just give your knowledge, share your knowledge within the Microsoft community,
right,
and be consistent with that. And
right,
if you are really good at
right. Yeah. So I think your mic has just got muted. If you could remove that mute, your mic has just got muted. So just see and unmute it. I can't hear you. Can you unmute it? I see that it is still on mute. Mute symbol is there. Okay, yeah,
past
now
your
it's working.
voice.
Yeah, now it's working fine. Okay, so great. You have already briefed us a lot about how to become a Microsoft regional director and everything. So one important thing I would like to understand is why do you take so much of effort? Whatever you do, you are always very passionate. You work hard, and then you try to persuade others as well. So is there a particular aim that you do this with?
I think, as I said earlier, because I'm very much connected with the people around me who are having the similar passion. So I always feel, more motivated because of them, and I always go for where I feel happy. So, which is why I think I am putting a lot of efforts, because that makes me feel good about me.
Wow. So, what do you want to achieve actually? If I say that 10 years, if I'm interviewing you after 10 years, so whom would I you be talking to? Would it be a regional director more than that, or a big top positioner in Microsoft, or what would be actually?
I have definitely not thought about that. What I focus is where my happiness is, and continue learning more about where I am lacking. So that will be my, first focus, and then it's up to the destiny, or up to the life where it takes.
Right, right. So give your best and then wait for the right time. So it's interesting. So, talking about many IT enthusiasts are there, many young people opting for IT. So, what would be your one advice to them? How they can carve their own niche in this IT industry, because it is quite huge.
Yeah, so as I said earlier, first they need to find out their interest, whether they want to go for the IT industry, and even if they want to go for the IT industry, what are those areas that they are interested, and find out the best way to learn is always to go for the certification, as I said earlier, and learn the fundamentals and
Right.
in your work experience.
Right, right. So, there have been a lot of thing being said about biases, particularly in the IT industry, and even in other industries, we hear a lot about that. So, do you have a particular opinion on that? Does a bias exist according to you, or how is it?
Yeah, definitely. I think biases is everywhere. It's not
Right.
just about IT industry or some other industry.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. But how should you tackle is, if you have a good skill, if you have a knowledge, if you are talented and good enough for your work, then bias doesn't matter at all.
Wow. Okay. So if I talk about society views in general, so I'm sure you would have your own opinion. So what is that? What do you feel about society? Because you have been facing a lot. You have been hearing a lot of things from your society people. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I think I'm definitely affected by how people, have a different view for me because I'm still not yet married. Um, uh, but somewhere I feel that nowadays societies are becoming more model, more classic. But still, when the actual time comes, when the actual um, when they have to really prove that they are really modern, that doesn't happen. So
Right.
what I want to change, if I am ever asked, then I don't want society to put a lot of pressure on marriages, because that's where youth is facing a lot of challenges, because they already have challenges for making up their career, and probably guys might not face that much, but
See,
for
I would like to cut you there because I have also been in the similar position. I'm also still not married, and many people are saying, "Why are you not married?" So it's not about guy and girl.
it's your choice.
Right, right. But who will tell each and every person that it's my choice and they're not ready to listen, first of all?
Yeah, so I think that's the major part of the society views that they have to change. Because for me, marriages are not the solution, right? And that's what people think about it. That
Yeah, it's just a way of living. Yeah,
if you are married, you can tackle any kind of situation, but that is not true,
yeah.
because the society were always putting pressure on people to get married, so so people never come up like what they can do if they cannot even get married. So sometimes it really depends on how person can pursue it, and
Right,
keep going with the positivity.
right. So you talk about modern views, the importance of having them. But what do you think about the cultural aspects, the heritage, the rich heritage that we have? Do you think that a blend of both is important, or only the modern thoughts can help us improve?
I think the blend of both, because we have a very rich culture in India, and that's how we are known. So our roots should never be, left. But at the same time, we should keep changing, because if we don't change, we could never learn what are the great things, waiting for us.
Right. So, is there any particular person or book or movie, something that you admire or you look up to, you follow? Is there something like that?
So I'm not a book person.
Okay.
What I study is always about Microsoft technologies, and that's the only thing I can read. I could never read even a single page of any book, even though I have wrote a book.
Okay.
And so I really admire my father in my life, because I have seen him how he has helped others. He was a really kind of a leader in our society, where people used to love him, and he was very hardworking. He was really really brave, and I'm really proud of him that I am his daughter. So
Wow.
I also admire him.
Okay. So, what do you do in your free time? Like, I'm sure you would also be like, apart from you get time from your Microsoft technologies, what do you do?
Well, I spend time in cooking. I spend time in sometimes learning dance.
So, I have
Then
seen your dance videos. They are like amazing. So, I have watched some of them. So I'm not sure how you prepare them, but when they come out, when I see them on YouTube or somewhere, I'm like amazed. Okay, she dances. as well, apart from the Microsoft technologies that she talks about.
Yeah, so I spend time when I want to charge my mind. I spend time in learning other things, because you cannot, even though you are interested in particular things, you cannot continuous your work. You have to shift your task.
Right.
So I then learn and spend in my hobbies. I recently taken up learning about the photography as well,
Wow.
um, and yeah, that's it.
Interesting. So, talking about fitness, I also see that you are into some fitness exercise or something. What is that all about? And some healthy food and all. You always give tips. What are those things? Are you into like fitness as well?
Absolutely, because I think I never want to feel like I'm an old person. Although I'm 36, I feel like I'm still 26. And that happens when you really keep your mind open with and accept your positivity, accept your negativity, and at the same time, because I feel like I want to do a lot more than what I have been doing. Uh, it's really necessary to have a physical fitness, and along with the mental fitness for sure. So if you have proper food, healthy food, then you can keep your physical fitness as well as your mental fitness, which is really really important for your work. So
Right.
that's why I focus more on that as well.
Wow, interesting. So now I can connect like how you are so fit and you dance and then you also do many beautiful things apart from your technology things that you do. It's interesting how you keep yourself engaged. So talking about few social work things that you do, you are already working a lot in the Microsoft community. But apart from that, do you also get a chance to volunteer for certain other causes? How is it?
Definitely, I think it's nowadays everything is on social media. So whenever you want to feel like helping others, you can do that. And it's not just about engaging yourself with some sort of NGO or donating money somewhere, but
Right.
also helping people around you. So if you know yourself that your near ones or dear ones are facing an issue in some sort of money, or if they even need the emotional support or mental support, you can go for that. And that is also, I think, the social cause, because if people around if we take care of the people around us, we really take care of the whole society, and then
Right.
eventually the
Right.
world.
Right.
But I would definitely interested to for the social activities in future, because um, that's something my father used to do, and I want to pick up uh, how he used to work for others.
Okay, okay, interesting. So we have already covered, the long format of questions. Now we'll quickly move to the short format, the rapid format turn, uh, where I will ask you quick questions and I will also need some quick answers. So I don't want you to take a lot of time and go on it as soon as you hear the question. So the first question is like, what is your nickname?
Oh, it's Bablu.
Okay, okay, interesting. What is your fear, biggest fear?
Well, biggest fear. Sometimes I fear about the group activities, as I told earlier. But then I fear. I have fear of injections and the lizard.
Okay, and group activity, what is it? Group activity.
Group activity, any sort of group activities.
Okay, so how does that create a fear? Because normally it creates excitement for many people.
Yes, because I think I'm an introvert person, so I feel
Okay,
myself more comfortable in one-to-one discussion
okay, so
or
you feel that you will have to do all the work on behalf of the whole group, is it? Because normally that's what happens. People like me sit down ideally and see the fun.
Oh, okay.
So, is there any like regrets that you have? Your biggest regret in your life?
Uh, Good question. I could not say that it's a regret, but losing my dad is one of the regrets I have. But more than that, the regret which I have is he got a very short life
Okay,
for his wishes and for his dreams.
okay. So, were you harassed somewhere in your life, like sexually or in any other form?
Oh yes, definitely. Once at work and once at hotel, and both the time I have made sure that they will never, go for this kind of activities in future with anyone.
Wow, I mean that's like I can't imagine someone uh, uh, doing that so strongly. Can you like tell us slightly more like what kind of action one can take if someone is facing such kind of harassment at workplace or some other place like in a hotel?
I think what happens at work, because especially with the girls, even though, they are more, involved with their work and with their passion, sometimes some people would take it negatively. And they might think that this girl probably is interested with them.
Right,
And
right. It's often guys are often in a different kind of zone and
yes,
feel that okay,
yes,
they're interested.
absolutely. And at work, once I was called at Sunday, and he was actually senior of me, and I was really respecting him. And because so whatever he said, I just did it. And then the moment that happened, I just punched him and said that I'm not here for this, and I'm leaving.
Wow, wow.
So
That's quite
I
bold.
knew that this will really affect my job, but I didn't really care about that. And
Wow, wow.
when I was in hotel, I was sexually assaulted by one of the staff members, and that happened because I just called that person because of the some sort of difficulties I had in my room, and he took it negatively, and then the moment came, again just punched him. I think
Wow.
I was really, I think I was really strong enough
So have you
because
taken any karate
that
classes? Do you
guy
have black belt or something? Because you punch very quickly, I guess.
and not only that, but then I informed the whole whole management of that hotel, and made sure that he confirmed his mistake and never do that or repeat it again.
Wow,
So he has to leave his job as well. So
wow, interesting.
I made sure that he remembers this thing so that he never perform uh, that with any other girl.
Wow. So you are inspiring a lot of people right now, I must say, because whatever things you did, and if every girl or if every boy who is harassed start doing that, I am sure that no offender will try to repeat that.
Yeah,
So,
because I think everybody must participate in sport activities.
okay, okay. So
Yeah,
probably the sports activities are
then
come.
you get more, more energy out of it.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So the young parents have a point there. They should definitely send their kids for sports. So, like, how do you start your day? And before that, one more question is there any other fight that you had with your boss? Apart from that, any other big fights?
With boss, yes, I think with boss, I most of the time I have clashes, but then I really learn from them and make sure that I understand things correctly.
So, is it like you are going to be your own boss soon? Because the way you are moving, I'm sure you are going to have your own company soon. So, is it that because you are
Not
becoming a
really.
CEO
No,
or
I
something?
don't have. No, I don't have that in my mind.
Okay. Okay. So now coming to the next question, how do you start your day? When do you wake up and when do you go to your sleep? Is it late or is it early? How is it?
It really depends. And nowadays I work with the US client, so sometimes I have to, stay awake late time, and because of that, sometimes I will, wake up late or early. But that doesn't matter to me. What I make sure that I have a good sleep around 7 or 8 hours at least.
Wow.
And then whether it's 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, or even late, I start my day with the green tea.
Wow, interesting. Because like sleep is causing a lot of trauma these days, lack of sleep, and people are going into depression or something. So my quick question would be like, have you ever been into depression or schizophrenia kind of thing? Have they crossed paths with you?
Yes, definitely. So when I lost my father, I definitely went into depression, and I think this is something which everybody faces in their life, but
Right. Yeah.
not everybody talk about that.
Yeah.
And that's something I am also not very happy with the societies, because they always put a very good thing, how guys should behave, how girls should
Right.
behave,
There is a
but
manual
they do
for
not
everything.
accept, but they do not accept their flaws. Even if
Right.
even if we are facing any kind of depression, we should treat it as a the physical illness, and not some sort of incident which is not good for the not good for the person. In fact, because I was I was under depression when I lost my father, and I think any girl would have faced that if
Yeah.
they would be at my situation
Yeah.
or at
Sounds so close. Yeah.
because everybody is having a different environment, different people, different thought of processes, and different time. So
Right.
everybody would react differently. And once I was officially engaged for the marriage, but after 2 3 months, I was rejected, saying that I am not mentally good enough.
Okay.
So I might get, I might get mental problem in future, and I can't do anything. This was the matter like 10 15 years back.
Okay, so that person might be some Jyotsi. He might have some advanced degrees, I'm sure, because no one can say what is going to happen tomorrow, but that person knew the future.
Yeah, so if we openly talk about the depressions or the
Right.
mental problems what people are facing, then they would never perceive that as a different thing, or
Yeah,
something which is not good.
right.
But you to take it really really easy with that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, like particularly in developing countries like India, it is still a taboo, and people think that it's a big deal. I can't be mentally sick, but the truth is, every other person today is depressed or in some way or the other mentally traumatized. So a few very interesting points you are bringing up, and it's nice for our audience. So I will quickly cover this Corona topic. How do you think the world handled the Corona topic, and do you think the world was ready for it? And how was China's role? How was India's role? And how India has coped up with it?
Sandeep, you have, I think, asked a little bit difficult question because of, to keep myself more engaged with what I'm doing. I have stopped watching news, and so I don't know,
So
like,
let me cut it down. Right, I got it.
but
So let's cut it down to IT industry. Corona in IT industry. How has it affected? How COVID has affected IT industry? Your Microsoft technology, your community members.
yes, I think I'm very, very thankful thankful that I am in a IT industry because we are still able to make it up from home.
Okay.
Uh, like many other IT professionals like me, they are working from home, so they are still able to, cope up with this difficult situation. But I think for people like who are having their own businesses, or people who really need to make a human interaction, for them, I think that is really, really challenging.
Interesting. So, let's go to some fun questions again. So, do you have a crush at work, or who was your first crush? And everyone has a crush in every era, like in childhood, in their teenage times. So, what about you?
Absolutely, I am not exceptional. I had a crush in school, in college, even
Wow.
at work, and yeah.
So how is it like, how every guy wants to be a crush kind of thing? So if you have some suggestion, like how should a person, a guy, behave to become a crush of a girl, a talented girl like you?
That's a very funny question. Um, but I think I was always attracted towards guys who are more active in their work, and who are more inspiring others.
Okay. Okay, so beauty with brains, with inspirations, so everything you want, like a perfect thing. I'm not sure if something like that exists.
I think everyone should look at the combination um, of the mental and emotional support, as well as as well as the chemistry between two people, and the closeness and the presence for them. So I think, which is why I didn't still go for the marriage, because that's not something I still found, that the combination of everything is in one person. So
Okay.
it's not just only about looks, or just not only about the money, but more about how that person can, be with you mentally, physically, and emotionally.
Right. So if I say that, okay, this is the date when Dipti will be having her own family, she will be married. So is there some kind of year that we can look into?
Even I'm not sure when I will get married, but as I said, that when I will find the right person, as I explained earlier, I will go for it. And apart from that, I have not thought any further on that
Okay,
matter.
so you are saying that if you get someone today, a perfect one, you are going to get married, is it?
Absolutely.
Wow, wow. So this is a message for all the eligible bachelors out there. They can try hard and they can see if their qualities really help them. So tell us something about the quality that you like about yourself and something that you dislike.
Oh, so the quality which I like about myself is I never compromise in any matter. I would go for, I would work hard for that, but I would never compromise, and I never go against, my heart. I have seen people who are compromising, even though, they are not liking. Things, but then they just compromise, because yes, 50% of this is good, and 50% will be changed. But that not always happens according to me. I feel that if we are not okay with anything at the first place 100%, then you should never approach it.
Right, right. Interesting. You have very strong set of beliefs, and I think that has what kept you going, and you have been able to achieve so much. Is there something that you also dislike about yourself that you would like to improve upon?
I think what I dislike about myself is sometimes I self-doubt on me, and I'm a little sensitive person. So although this is a good quality, but at many times it also affects me a lot inside.
So, do you think you are vulnerable at times and you might get mentally affected as well?
Yes, I think so.
So
But then I think but then to come over of it, I take some time. I give myself some time to understand the situation. I never jump into any other things or any other task if I'm not ready. So maybe I will take a break or try to understand situation, discussing with the friends or even with the family, and then go further with that. So
interesting.
clarity is most important. So once you have a clarity, you are clear for moving ahead.
Right. So, is there anything that you have learned the hard way in life, or things have come easy? I'm sure it has not come easy. So, what are the things you have learned the hard way?
Hard way is working hard and never stop doing what what you believe. And before you approaches your mind, make sure that your uh, heart is approving what you are doing.
Oh, wow.
So
So,
I focus more on whether I feel happy about it or not, whatever matter is.
okay, interesting. So we are coming towards an end, and I think it has been a very insightful session for all our audience. Like towards the end, I would like to ask you: is there a chance of collaborating more, with us interacting, or with having more audience, or probably going live on LinkedIn, where you would be answering more people? Is there something a possibility there?
Yes, definitely. Why not?
Great. And like how can people connect with you if they have some questions on Microsoft technologies, on SharePoint, or on life? Suppose in general, if they want to get some advice, can they connect with you, and how can they?
To be honest, I am also in the phase of learning about how should I perceive my life,
Okay.
further. But then I can definitely share my experiences
Interesting.
and can definitely share what I have learned. And I have been asked by many people over social media on what technology they should go for or how they can, learn the technologies and mainly for the Microsoft technologies, right?
Okay.
And so I am available on Facebook. I am available on LinkedIn. I am there in Instagram with the Insight Run handle, and also in Twitter.
Okay, interesting. So, like last couple of questions, how social media has helped you in your professional journey? Do you think it has played an important role? How is LinkedIn? How are other social media websites? What is your experience?
That's a good question. Um, I think while I was facing challenges personally, social media helped me to connect with a lot of people and to connect with the same set of minds where I was able to connect my challenges, and they have always helped me and supported me. For whatever I am doing, and if I'm making any mistakes or something is going wrong with me, I would be always getting those signals, like how should I go for, or because I'm connected with the many other peoples, I also learn from them, like how they how they understand things and how we should consider different matters in our life.
Interesting. So, in the end, the last question. How was your experience with us, and what is your advice to our audience? How should lead their life?
Um, it's a good question. So, what everybody first need to understand, that have the clarity about your interest, and know beforehand that nothing is easier. Even though it looks easier, you will definitely came across with the many challenges. So whenever you face it, that accept it and learn from that, because that's the lesson for your life that you will never forget.
Okay, so Dipti, it was nice talking to you. It has been an amazing experience. I have learned a lot of new things, and I'm sure our audience is also going to enjoy in the end. If you would like to add something,
Thank
please.
you so much for your time.
Great. It was nice having you here, and we will connect with you once again. Thanks a lot for that.
Definitely. Thank you so much.